everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm just doing a quick little video talking about some of my winter fashion inspiration. As I mentioned in my previous video, I've been feeling very inspired and really been wanting to go thrifting. I haven't been thrifting in about a month, which honestly for me is a very long time. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I've been loving recently. And I have a list here on my iPad that I'll read out to you guys, and I'll show some examples on the screen, and yeah, hopefully you guys get some inspo out of this too. And I would love to know what you guys have been inspired by and what you've been loving in terms of fashion for the winter time. Where I live, at least, there's still about at least a month, probably more like, no, at least 2 months left of winter. So I'm trying to really think about things that inspire me in terms of winter fashion so that I can actually stay excited about dressing myself, because I feel like in the winter it's so easy to just, at least for me, to be lazy and just wear like jeans and a comfy sweater, which is literally what I'm doing right now. But I'll just go straight into it now and read you guys what I've been loving lately. The first thing I have on this list is layering socks, tights, and leg warmers. I've been seeing this a lot on Pinterest, especially with runway looks and more like high fashion. There's been a lot of styling these things all together and layering them very intentionally. Also seen a lot of play with patterns and textures. For example, layering sheer socks under thick knit leg warmers, and also a play with patterns and more specifically horizontal stripes with maybe vertically knit socks, like high socks. I feel like that's really fun, and it's not something I've been really trying, and I think it's a nice way to wear maybe shorter skirts in the winter and still keep your legs warm. I don't have too many leg warmers or tights, but that's something that I've been meaning to buy and look for at the thrift store if I can. Tights are a bit tricky, just because I prefer to buy higher quality ones, so I'm not throwing out tights every other week. But I think leg warmers, thick socks, thick knit socks are actually quite easy to find at the thrift store. And kind of going off of that theme of layering socks and leg warmers and tights, I've also seen a lot of layering with gloves, which I kind of thought of because I was really into, I'm still very into the mohair, kind of very thin, translucent, fingerless gloves. I've been meaning to knit my own, but I just can't really find mohair anywhere. I think I'm gonna have to purchase mohair online. When I was kind of thinking about the layering of the socks and the tights and everything, I was like, honestly, it'd be so cute to layer gloves. When I was scrolling on Pinterest for kind of inspiration for this video, I stumbled upon these layered gloves from All Saints, which are like traditional leather glove layered under a knit fingerless glove, which I think just looks really cool. And it also would probably be even warmer than just wearing a leather glove on its own. So that's something I've also been meaning to play with, and I feel like gloves are so easy to find at the thrift store, especially like leather gloves. So I think if I purchase a pair of like nice leather gloves and knit my own fingerless mohair gloves, that would look really cute put together. I think the fingerless mohair gloves are beautiful and I love them, but they're definitely not something that I'd be able to get away with just wearing out right now when it's like minus 15 degrees Celsius. I'll definitely need something a bit warmer than that. And after that, I have tights. I also wrote down printed tights. Printed tights have been huge this year. Then there's the polka dot tights that are also a big thing. I think polka dot in general is just a big thing, and also kind of like horizontal striped tights. But one thing I've seen less of, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention, I don't know, maybe it's actually like a very common thing and I just haven't noticed, but one thing I haven't seen much of is pinstriped tights, and I absolutely love them. The pinstripe tights I think are really chic, and it's kind of like a subtle pattern that can really elevate an outfit. Also, it would be so fun to style those tights with different types of patterns. Like for example, I have a lot of horizontal striped tops. I feel like the horizontal stripes with the pin stripes, the very thin stripes, would look really, really good. You guys know I love polka dots, so I feel like the pin stripes would go really well with polka dot patterns, especially since I like more like big polka dot patterns. So having that kind of difference in scale, the big polka dots with the very small thin stripes, I think would look really, really cute. For me also, I've been trying to really be more explorative, is that a word? I'm trying to be more explorative or exploratory with the way I dress. At the same time, I'm still very, I would say, minimalist. I don't feel like I identify with crazy patterns. So I feel like this is a way to kind of play with patterns in a very subtle way, and in a way that feels maybe more true to my own personal style. So yeah, pinstripe tights, I'm definitely gonna look for a pair. That I think I definitely won't be thrifting again, because tights, I think it's important to just buy nice quality, like new tights, so that you don't have to throw them out after a couple wears. The next thing I have here, which to me isn't new, but I just haven't been doing and I want to do more of, is skirts in the winter, particularly with boots, and thick knit tops. I feel like I haven't been wearing my skirts very much, and they're such an easy thing to winterize in a way, because you can layer underneath them, you can pair them with taller boots, you can use leg warmers underneath, and of course add jackets and sweaters and gloves and hats, and it's more fun of a silhouette than regular pants. So I think that's something I definitely want to do more of. I think the problem I have with the skirts that I currently own is that a lot of them are very thin and not a winter-friendly material. I do think that you can layer things underneath, but I also find that I like to wear materials that make sense for the season, not just in winter. In general, I like to wear materials that make sense for the season. It's just what I feel more comfortable in. Could wear a thinner skirt and layer underneath it and wear it out in the winter, but I would feel more comfortable wearing like a wool skirt or a knit skirt. And I do have one wool skirt, a really long wool skirt from Uniqlo that I love, and I have worn quite a few times in the winter, but I would say that's about the only skirt I have that really feels that warm. So that's something I want to find at the thrift stores, like nice thick material skirts. I feel like is what's missing from my wardrobe in order to really be able to participate in that kind of style of winter outfit. Next, I have printed puffer jackets. Definitely a hater when it comes to puffer jackets. They're not my favorite. I find they're hard to style. I just don't think they look very chic. I don't know, there's something about them that I just really, really hate. And I have a puffer jacket, like Super Puff from Aritzia, which I feel like most people have, that I just never really wear because I just can't find a way to style it in a way I like. Sometimes I'll wear it because it's like, okay, I just need to be warm, so I'm going to wear my puffer. But I would be able to style it in a way that I enjoy wearing that puffer and feel stylish and cute. But I was walking down the street the other day and I saw this girl wear this kind of gingham printed puffer jacket. It's from Damson Matter, and I saw her wearing it down the street and I'm like, oh my god, wait, like that's a really cute puffer jacket. Like I would wear that and feel cute and stylish in it. It has like this kind of gingham pattern. It's like a navy blue, which I love. I really love that color. And it also has these cute button details, which I think is nicer than a traditional zipper. And just adds like a little quirk and a more of like an intentionality to the way the piece was designed, and it's also just a little bit more unique, and I think that's part of the reason why I loved it so much. The next day I saw on Instagram Ava Maloche wear this kind of, I would say it was more of like a windbreaker, but she was wearing this kind of windbreaker jacket with a bunch of polka dots on it. It was like cream black polka dots and kind of billowy sleeves that kind of cinch at the wrist, which I thought was really beautiful, and I could see that being kind of introduced into a puffer, and it looked really, really cute. It also had that kind of high neck with the kind of clasp that kind of extends out. It wasn't actually clasped in the middle of your neck, but more so towards one side or the other. And I think that that's a way, sorry, my roommates are using the vacuum, so you might be able to hear that. It's something that I definitely will be looking for, whether it be online or at the thrift store. I feel like I have seen printed quilted jackets, so I feel like I could find more of like a printed puffer jacket at the thrift store, but I don't know, this might be a little bit harder and I might be a bit delusional. Even though I really love the jacket that girl was wearing, it is very expensive, and at least right now I'm not planning to purchase this. I'm not sure where the jacket is from that Ava was wearing in that Instagram story, so if you guys know where that jacket is from, I would love to know, because I really loved it and I would love to own it. But again, it's probably not the cheapest thing in the world. Next, I have hair accessories apart from the traditional like hair clip. I love putting my hair up, and I tend to do that with a claw clip, which is fine. I have many claw clips, I love them. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of different types of hair clips. For example, the French clip has been pretty in. My sister uses it all the time. The sticks, I don't really know what they're called, but like I'm wearing one right now. This one was my mom's and I just took it. I've been loving that, and I've seen these little tiny little berets kind of clips that you can wear at the end of your hair when you braid it, and that's really gorgeous. I find hair accessories are also especially great for the winter time where you're wearing a lot of layers, so you can't really accessorize with jewelry because they tend to be covered up anyway. I feel like your hair, at least my hair is usually out. Sometimes I'll wear a hat, but most of the time I'll have it out, and this is just a good way to accessorize when bangles, necklaces, that sort of stuff won't be very noticeable to the eye. Lastly is amber resin. I got this bangle, like an amber resin bangle, and I really fell in love with the material of it because it's a very nice material to introduce into your wardrobe in the winter because it's so warm. I love cool colors. I wear cool colors all the time, but I really like to add some sort of warm element into my outfit, and I do that a lot with my fossil brown bag that I wear all the time and talk about all the time. But yeah, I really like that bangle, but unfortunately I can't really wear it in the winter. It's harder for it to be noticeable because again, it's being covered by my jacket or my sweater. So what I did recently, I don't know how good these are gonna be because I just bought them and they haven't arrived, but I got these like amber resin hoop earrings from Amazon. They were like $11, and just to see how they look. I feel like I haven't really played with my earrings and my ear jewelry because I just wear the same silver hoops like on a day-to-day basis. But again, I feel like my ears, sometimes I cover them, but a lot of the time I have them out. So I feel like playing with my ear jewelry is also a good way to accessorize in the winter time. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been obsessed with lately. Winter inspiration that I've noted down on my notes app. And I'm sorry if you can hear the vacuum cleaner. I do live with 2 other people, so it's a little bit hard to coordinate when I can actually film without there being noise in the background. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of short, but I hope you still found it interesting and maybe took some inspo out of this. And if you live in a cold climate, please, I would love to know what you've been into in terms of styling and fashion and accessories, because I could use all the inspiration I can get as well. As always, thank you guys for being here, and see you next week. Bye.